It really is amazing how far I've come in a relatively short time. I decided to go back into my journaling and take a look at the start of it. When I began this project, I had 3 documents: a symptom tracker, my journal, and a file called Magenta Island. In the middle was me, as Makarios. A little backstory into the name Makarios. A wonderful woman wrote a book called Blessed Companion, and my pastor, who was her son, created a Bible study from the material. It was an intense 21-day journey we did over Zoom during COVID. That was the first place I spoke the words, "I was abused." Obviously, because of my friendship with the pastor and working there, she knew me very well. And one night she asked if anyone wanted her to speak to them directly and share what God laid on her heart. Of course, I replied yes, but the email got lost and she was never told. But being the connected lady that she is, she prepared for me anyway. That is when I was given the new name Makarios. Makarios means blessed, happy. Ironic, considering everything. Her son gave me a life first before any of the issues that we're currently facing were even on the horizon. James 1:2-4. Count it all joy, brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness take its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Honestly, I have held on to this verse, but always felt like it was a little out of reach. Before this project, journal, journey, all of the above, I was not happy. I was not feeling blessed, besides my children coming through their health scares. And I was not feeling complete or lacking in nothing. I lacked plenty. I lacked self-esteem, self-worth, feeling safe. Sure, I felt safe at home with my family, but security was always my biggest trigger, my biggest concern. Even though we have lived in this place for 17 years and there is no reason for the landlord to kick us out, I'm on a fixed income, and the thought of any rent increase would tighten my chest. My family fell apart physically as well. In 2021, I became disabled. Physical pain like I have never experienced before. Literally overnight, I went from functioning with pain to begging for the end in a 7-week nightmare. I didn't think I would survive. Then 1 month into it, my son was diagnosed with cancer, a rare and aggressive cancer. While he is running through his week on, week off chemo cycles, my daughter had a mental health crisis. Her and I together made the choice to section her for treatment. I had been doing the chemo with Aiden, but Ron and I had to divide and conquer, so he went with Aiden and I went with her. I spent 8 days sitting on a hospital bed from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., only to leave, come home, walk the dog, high-five my husband if he wasn't in Boston, go to sleep, get up, and do it all again the next day. We ended up having to hospitalize her twice. The first placement was a joke. Ironically, I had high hopes because our son's social worker told my husband during her visit that she worked on the exact floor my daughter was going to, and she said it was amazing. Apparently, standards have gone down since she left. She was awesome. So I thought, of course, this is going to be great. But it was definitely a joke, and they ambushed me into taking my daughter home when I told them I didn't feel she was ready. Spoiler, she wasn't. Remember, we had to hospitalize her again. This time, it wasn't our choice. Then my husband destroyed his knee and was out of work for 7 months, needing a partial knee replacement. Aiden's surgery was not completed as scheduled, so we had to have an additional lymph node removal after chemo finished. Then his implant fell out, got replaced, got staph, got replaced with a 6-week round-the-clock infusion schedule. Then the same staph infection persisted, got the implant removed, bones drilled from hip to ankle, Metal rods implanted with antibiotic bone cement, with another 6 weeks of round the clock infusions. Then we go in and remove the rods, implant a new implant. Now he's back at work, and Ron has destroyed his other knee and will be out of work for about a year total. So none of that really screams Makarios, or like I was perfect and complete, lacking nothing. I just sort of continued on autopilot. I had some breakthroughs during the study, and I had done a lot of work in 2012 when I had my own breakdown and had to be in a program and took 4 months off of work. But I wasn't healed. I wasn't whole, and I wasn't happy. I was broken, and admitting I was a victim was too painful. So I labeled it weak, and I built a strong facade around me, and I went on autopilot.